system through effective communication, as well as cooperation and support from our fellow Yusofians, regardless of the role they play. This is to facilitate a more convenient and smoother process overall. One challenge that I have observed lies in the aspect of communication and initiative. So for example, committee treasurers at times may delay the submission of their receipts and claims due to their other commitments, which will lead to a delay in the receipt claiming process overall. So I hope to build rapport with the treasurers so as to encourage them to be more active and follow the procedures properly. And one thing I admire about Zi, our current finance director, is that he is very responsible, which makes him a very trustworthy and dependable person. Yeah. He always makes sure that we carry out our duties properly, even when he is sick or he's busy with his exams and projects. Hence, I hope to emulate his qualities when I perform my duties. Yeah. So to me, Yusof is not merely a physical space to stay in, but it has become a home where I know I have friends whom I can count on. Yusof also epitomizes the familiar warmth of home, and it reminds me of the friendships that I have forged, the experiences that we shared, and the challenges and obstacles that we faced and overcame together through various activities. Most importantly, Yusof is a space for growth. Hence, I would like to contribute more to Yusof Hall, not just in finance, but to be able to assist the JCRC. In addition to my personal goal for Yusof Finance Com, my vision for Yusof Hall in general would be to foster better camaraderie among different blocks through interactions and inclusivity. And I believe all this can be done through working together with the incoming JCRC. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Okay, so now we will move on to the Q&A. So at any point you want to use the toilet or get some refreshments at the back over there, just feel free to go get it. Okay. So how Q&A works, right, is you just raise up your hand, then you will tell us your name and your group number, and after that you can either direct your question to all the candidates or a specific candidate. Okay, so without further ado, can we have our first question, please? Do you all need a break, candidate? Okay, so do you need a break, candidate? Yes, no? Okay, we will complete in 5 minutes. One, two, three. Like this.
Death to the last breath. That Damien Haig. Damien Haig. Damien, if it's not enough, yeah. First.
Candidates, can you come back down? We'll reconvene in 1 minute. We'll reconvene in 1 minute. Guys, can you make your way back to your seats? We will start in 1 minute time. Guys, can you make your way back to your seats? We will start in 1 minute time. Hey guys, we'll start with the Q&A now. Hey guys, we'll be starting now. Guys. Okay, so just to repeat how this Q&A process is going to be carried out. First, you need to repeat your name. You need to say your name and your room number, followed by whether your question is directed to one candidate or all the candidates. Okay, so without further ado, can we have the first question, please? First question. Okay, Amit.
Hi guys, Thumbs here for E-Vlog. This is to all candidates. Very quickly, one item where what is wrong with Yusof? Okay, you might have already mentioned this in your speech, but I just want to get everyone reminded as to what your points are. So one item only. What is wrong with Yusof? What you feel? Okay, starting from that side. All right, thanks.
Amos?
would say our Hall of Fame shirt color, but that's not the answer. One thing that is, what I think is wrong with Yusof is probably engagement.
For me, I feel the respect between the events happening and which leads to the use of timing thing, which when like this event it does something. I think that's a big problem.
Yeah, I didn't expect the answer to be this short. Like, actually, as a freshie, I feel that we should give more chance to the freshies coming to try more sports. And not just sports, also community. Because like, I experienced it when I joined a lot of comms, right, but I'm rejected by all. So I think we should, it's not just the sports, it's the comms as well. Yeah, so, yeah, like what Raymond said just now.
I think it's how the sports and the cultural side are being, even though we want the two sides to be cooperating each other, but there still exists some boundaries between sports and culture, and hopefully we can try to blur the boundaries.
Okay, for me, I feel like there's not much respect and support from each comm towards each other, and like for example, like I think people don't really care about green comm and stuff like that, and actually like I think people forget that comms are like kind of like the skeleton, like the backbone of the entire Yusof. So yeah.
I feel that sometimes, as it is good, we Yusofians have to, in a sense, serious in the things they are doing. Not saying that we shouldn't be serious, but the fact that sometimes we should like take a chill pill and just like relax and have fun. But I think that sometimes we have to uptight about certain things. So like as an SAE, like to like make things like lighten the mood and make it happier and more fun for Yusofians.
I think like there's a lack of recognition for certain committees. Like in fact, I think maybe most of the freshies don't even know like there was a finance team. So I think there's a lot of like lack of recognition for certain teams, for certain committees on what they're doing for Yusof.
I think our technical teams are actually underappreciated. Like for example, at every event we have our Yusof Works video teams at the back recording for us, and we always have people borrowing equipment and not thanking them. And I think this is a serious problem because we don't appreciate them as much as we should.
For me, it's the same. It's like the lack of recognition for like certain committees. So I feel like we should like give like more recognition to them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we move on to the next question, thank you Yusof Works for coming down today. We really appreciate you. Thanks, I love you. Okay, next question please. Christine?
Christine, year 3 D block. So, as Leanne said, like, you need to resolve the conflicts between different committees. So what would you say, like to the other SAD candidate as well, what would you say is your style of conflict resolution, and how do you think you can demonstrate it, and how do you think it's best to be exemplified through the way you do things?
So, what is your conflict resolution method, and can you come up with examples of how to resolve the conflict? This is towards Leanne and Ivy.
Okay, for me, I'm just going to touch on my personal example in netball. Okay, so like how I feel that is the best conflict resolution method is to have open communication. So to have mutual respect and trust that whatever you're saying, that whatever you're going to say has constructive value in it. So whatever feelings and opinions that you may have, so you just put everything aside and just address the issue. So for instance, if like let's say my netball team have conflict, people have conflicts with each other, so we'll sit down together as a team to just in a sense like trash talk lah, and like to trash talk and to like settle things on the spot. So I feel that it shouldn't be something that you keep it within yourselves, because that will make the problem even bigger. And then if you don't address it, it will like make the problem even bigger. Yeah, so that's open communication.
Actually, mine is quite similar to Leanne's also. I feel like as an SAE, when there are conflicts, you are kind of like the middleman. So you need to be very objective, and like you need to really see the issue from both perspectives before like giving your opinion, like without like any biasness to both sides. So I feel like that's how I would like resolve the conflict, because like as said, also like there are a lot of different types of conflicts as well, And like probably like if say maybe they're naysayers and stuff, maybe I'll go and also talk to them personally, find out what's the issue about, and try to like negotiate with them. Like maybe you can see things from a different perspective as well.
Okay, thank you.
And I also feel that being an SAD, you should be impartial in the sense that you shouldn't take sides based on whoever is your friend or whatever is not. Because you are SAD, you represent all the feedback and all the inputs from all the residents. So you should be fair and you should judge based on what the real matter is and not like use your personal feelings to judge things. Yeah.
Thank you, Lian and Ivy. Can we have the next question, please? Yang Shen.
Hi, I'm Yang Shen, again, retiring. Okay, so I have two questions. First one, I will have to ask the two people who's running for SAD. So you know that in some blocks, there's, y'all should know, like SAD is like the head of all the block heads. Okay, so some of the blocks, for example, they face issues with senior and junior relations, and and sometimes can get to an extent whereby the block com cannot solve the issue. But this is Yusof Hall lah. So as a JCRC member, how are you going to help to alleviate the situation? Yeah. Okay. The next question is actually directed to Arun, because he talks about the image of hall being a sports hall by the other people, and I totally agree with you, because this is what Jian, myself and Rachel has been trying to remove that label. Unfortunately, in this hall, there are still some elements that secretly still think that we're a sports hall, and how do you get about like reminding them that this label doesn't belong to us?